Hello universe, welcome to my world. And normally when we do an Angelina Jordan video, we may talk about the major influences on her. We may talk about Billie Holiday. We may even talk about how some say she sounds like an Amy Winehouse or an Adele. But there's another aspect, which is Angelina Jordan really spans many different genres. And one of the genres that she spans very well is rhythm and blues and soul. And when she covers a Whitney Houston song, it really shows. We're looking at a Whitney Houston song today. We're looking at How Will I Know? What's interesting about this song is the way that the music doesn't always match the feeling in the lyric. We'll hear different versions, and sometimes it will and sometimes it won't, but it'll be a very interesting comparison. For example, the first two versions we hear will be really good versions, and the music will be great, but the feeling and the music just carries a song, and we really pay very little attention to the actual lyric. First we'll hear Will Young, who is doing a gospel version of How Will I Know? Will Young is a talented young English singer. Next, we'll be hearing an a cappella version by an American group of college singers called Hyannis Sound. Now, they are a cappella even though they do have a backing rhythm section, and musically this is just excellent.
There's a girl I know, she's the one I'm dreaming of. Looks into my eyes and takes me to the clouds above.
Next, we'll be going to a remix with David Guetta, and this remix of Whitney Houston's original keeps it very much as a dance track, which is what the original Whitney Houston was. And this version doesn't capture the pain of the lyrics or the content of where the song is trying to go. This is just a pure dance number.
How will I know if you really love me? I say a prayer with every heartbeat. I fall in love whenever we meet. How will I know?
Now we'll hear a couple of Whitney Houston songs early in her career when she just exploded on the scene with pure raw dance energy. The first song we will hear is I Want to Dance with Somebody. And this song, the feeling in the music matches the lyrics because it's a dance song. But when we hear our featured version of How Will I Know, it's also in the same genre as a dance song, but it doesn't communicate the pain and the angst and the distress, which is actually within the lyrics. But the next two versions we hear, the pain and the heartache are really captured musically, and that reinforces the song. It just takes it on a completely different level. First we'll hear Sam Smith pouring his heart into the song, and then we will hear Angelina Jordan doing the same thing, where she makes us understand the song, she makes us understand the lyrics, and she makes us understand the feeling. And this is something we see over and over again with Angelina Jordan, how she'll tell a story, how she'll sing a song, and suddenly, for the first time, we will understand the song, we will understand the lyrics and the feeling behind it. Listen to the difference between these two versions compared to what we've heard already.
How will I know if you really love me? I say a prayer with every heartbeat. I fall in love whenever we meet. I'm asking you what you know about these things.
There's a boy He's the one I'm dreaming of. Looks into my eyes, takes me to the clouds above. Oh, baby, how will I know? Oh, how will I know? How will I know? Oh, baby, how will I know? Yeah, how will I know that he really loves me?
And Angelina Jordan also does a couple of other Whitney Houston songs. Here she is with her Norwegian guitarist Egil in a casual rehearsal, and she's doing Whitney Houston classic, I Will Always Love You.
And I will always love you, and I will always love you.
And then, of course, we have Whitney's song, I Have Nothing, which Angelina Jordan covers in a spectacular way. A lot of reactors, for the first time hearing this song, will have some type of fear for Angelina Jordan. How can this little girl really take on someone like Whitney Houston?
And it's Whitney freaking Houston. Whitney freaking Houston.
But the reactors go through different stages. Some reactors, when they hear Angelina Jordan sing, they just shake their head in disbelief. And others, their eyes pop out of their head and they stop breathing and they cannot believe what they hear.
Share my life, take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you.
Okay, I wasn't breathing there for a minute. Holding my breath. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow.
And others can barely be contained in their chair and they're just rocking themselves and they're just being totally swept away by the music.
Don't make me close my door. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you're there. Or must I imagine you were there? Don't walk away from me. I have nothing if I don't have you.
One more thing. When Angelina Jordan starts a song, after the introduction music stops, before she starts actually singing, it's more than 2-second gap.
Share my life.
I'm very impressed with that. For me, it just shows her musical genius to understand that that is best and that is what is required. A lot of singers would just fill that gap automatically, and as a listener, I expect that to be filled. But the fact that she doesn't actually adds to the impact when she does start singing. It's quite dramatic, and it really needs to be pointed out. I have an unusual story for you. Do you have a few minutes? You might think that this story has nothing to do with Angelina Jordan, but in fact it has everything to do with Angelina Jordan. I was sitting in a cafe a few months back. It was very empty with just me and another table, and at the other table there was a mother with a very young baby, and through the sound system a Whitney Houston song was playing, The Greatest Love of All.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve.
And while the song was playing, the mother was smacking her baby, and the baby was crying. And I thought to myself, this is probably one of the greatest singers of the century pouring her heart out about the greatest love and how it is unable to reach everyone. And it made me sad. And for me, this is really the challenge for an artist, to be able to reach more people on a deeper level and communicate something very, very deep in their music. This photo shows what the greatest love can look like. We will continue to talk about how Angelina Jordan brings emotional impact into her music and how it reaches us. Okay, gang, I'm out of here. I'll catch you later. Bye. Let's talk about Angelina Jordan's upcoming concerts in June and July. On the 1st and the 10th of July, Angelina Jordan will be performing at Sandefjord. The concert will be from 6 o'clock till 10 o'clock, and she will be the main feature. There will be a support act. I would imagine the doors will open at 6. The support act will probably start around 6:30, and Angelina Jordan probably will begin performing at 8 o'clock. What I'm suggesting is, why don't we meet up? We'll meet up before the concert and we'll meet up after the concert. Why don't we meet 4 for 4:30 at a place right near the venue? The venue is at Corbett-Hagen, and we will meet right outside at a place called Palmhaven, and then we will walk down to the harbor to a pub called the James Clark. And we will also go to the James Clark after the concert, approximately 10 o'clock. I owe a great debt to our friend in Sandefjord, Trond Andersen, who has organized all of this. And thank you, Trond. I appreciate that. On the 1st of July, the concert is sold out. This is the only one of the 4 events which are sold out. Also, on the 1st of July, I am not there. I'm definitely there on the 10th of July. On Thursday, the 7th of July, Angelina Jordan is performing at the Kongsberg Jazz Festival. The concert is from 6 until 10, and there are 3 acts that evening, and Angelina Jordan is performing first. If the doors open at 6, she'll probably start around 6:30. She'll probably finish in the region of 8 o'clock. So what we're suggesting is that we meet beforehand at 4 o'clock in a pub called the Jazz Boxen, which is very near to the venue. And then afterwards, we will be meeting 10 o'clock-ish at a place called the Privat Bar. There are so many variables, there are so many uncertainties. We don't know how many people will be wanting to come along. We don't know how crowded the town will be. We don't know anything about the weather. Are there blizzards in Norway in July? So we really need some type of communication. In an emergency, I will put some type of emergency notice on the Facebook Shield page, and I also will put a link to my personal email for someone to send me an emergency email. Although in an ideal situation, most of the time, my phone will be recording live interviews from fans who are about to be very excited to hear Angelina Jordan, or who are delighted to have just heard Angelina Jordan. And many, many thanks to Bjorn Asplund, who has guided me through the labyrinth of options and possibilities for arranging this. Bjorn himself works as a volunteer for the festival, and he has lived there. And so he really, really has his finger on the pulse. Okay, we'll see you in Norway. Bye.